So as so as I was going on my run today, I take the same run usually whenever I run. It's right up my street, and then it leads to a nice scenic path. Uh, I run alongside a farm, and I'm running on grass, and it's nice because you get to see the open farmland, you get to see the grass. You know, there's a creek down at the end of the path, and it's just enjoyable. It's a pleasant run. And I looked around and I realized, wow, this farm is probably worth millions of dollars. And then on the opposite side is a house which a former NFL player lives on the farm. And it's like that. I know for sure that house is worth at least $1 million. And it made me realize that, like, extraordinary homes, extraordinary lives, although they may seem extraordinary, they're ordinary for somebody. They're ordinary for that farmer, for that NFL player. And what's even more beautiful about it is that oftentimes they're located right next to us, right in our backyard. So when we believe that we need to keep working to accomplish the dream, right? We need to get to a certain point to get to the dream so we can eventually retire and finally live the dream. That's ignoring the whole point of the dream. The whole point is to live the dream, to live. You don't want to dream all the time and then your dream is put off until you die. You want to live the dream. Because there's people right next to you, in the neighborhood next to you, who are living their dream. So that should be enough to tell you that it's possible. Got a little banana, mandarin, milk and water. It's kind of nasty, but whatever. The other thing that I noticed is that extraordinary lives, what I see as extraordinary, they don't happen from somebody being ordinary. They happen from being extraordinary. For example, let's take the NFL player. You think when he first started playing football, he knew that he was going to be a professional football player? No. He probably just loved the game enough to say, hey, this is something that I want to dedicate my life to. And I don't care if it pans out or if it doesn't. I'm going to keep doing it because I love it. And since he had that almost ignorance towards the disadvantages of that life, he became successful. Let's look at the farmer as well. The farmer most likely did not intend on the farm being worth millions of dollars and being as big as it is. But all he did was just take it day by day and take care of the crop, take care of the animals one by one. And eventually, you know, it multiplies. It grows because you're paying careful attention to it. And now they both have large fruitful lands which they can appreciate. And that way of life is so much different than the average person's way of life. I was running back to my neighborhood and I'm looking at all the houses and how close they are together, and every house looks the same. It's kind of cookie cutter, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But to see what's possible and to put the wall up and believe that that's not for me, for this life, you're putting a self-imposing belief on yourself. I mean, like, for example, myself, I've traveled to Thailand. I've seen incredible, beautiful nature out there and way of life out there. I've traveled to New York. I've seen incredible like structures and architecture, and I've seen wealth. I've seen poverty. So I have a decent glimpse on what it is that makes me happy. And I know the difference between what makes me happy and what society sees as happiness. So I guess the moral of this is use your environment as a motivator, because chances are there's something there that can keep you on the course to get to where it is that you want to go.